This is News with the Disney Dude. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more content, and please hit that thumbs up if you like the video. In case you're wondering, I did have a great vacation. Now it's time to go back to reality, unfortunately. So now let's get to the news. I have a news story at the end of the show that's not really news, but I'm going to share it at the end. Because it concerns this channel. So I'm going to keep you all in suspense, though, and I'm going to tell you that at the end of the show. But for right now, let's get to the news for Monday, May 4th. Happy Star Wars Day of 2026. May the 4th be with you. Docking Bay 6 has been corrected to Docking Bay 3 in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disney's Hollywood Studios. This was a mistake. It's always been known as Docking Bay 3, but when it was the Galactic Star Cruiser, for some reason they called it Docking Bay 6. So now after all this time, finally it's been corrected. If that makes a difference, I don't know. Again, I'm not a Star Wars fan, so I don't know if it makes a difference or not. I assume it does, but anyone that's a Star Wars fan, jump in, because whenever they do changes at Hollywood, at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, I don't know if it's because of of the film series or what. I don't know. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live sign has been installed in Animation Courtyard at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Of course, they would do this, when I'm, after I got back. Of course, I will be there on May 26th to bring you that show, as well as stuff going on in Epcot, and Animal Kingdom. So it's going to be a very busy day. It's going to be a very busy day. So hooray for me! Hooray for me! Haunted Mansion was closed all day on May 3rd. It is now open. So on May 3rd, because I went to Magic Kingdom for the opening of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, I noticed that, well, actually, even before that, on May 2nd, I noticed that the ride had gone down. The ride had gone down on May 2nd, and on May 3rd, it was not open at all. So it is now reopened. We don't know what happened. It could be anything. I assume, though, if it was closed for 2 days, that it was something that there was a really bad technical issue that had to be resolved. So super bummed that I wasn't able to ride Haunted Mansion, but it's not like I won't be back anyway. So but the Haunted Mansion has reopened after some kind of mishap. We don't know what and we'll never know what it was, but because Disney doesn't tell us stuff like that. But it is back open, and I'm glad that it's back open, because that's one of Magic Kingdom's most popular rides, and you need that capacity, especially right now with the park still being down, some capacity. Now they've gotten Big Thunder Mountain Railroad reopened, which that's going to help a lot. Buzz Lightyear is back open, but Tom Sawyer Island and the riverboat, that those are gone, so you're still down capacity. So at least they got this. At least they got Haunted Mansion back, because again, we're going to need that capacity for quite a number of years. Speaking of Big Thunder Mountain, actually, so on reopening day, yesterday, May 3rd, a fire broke out at Big Thunder Mountain on reopening day. What happened? We don't really know what happened here. Very odd for that to happen on the first day of reopening, but these things happen. A lot of people were upset, and it's but things like this are going to happen. I saw a lot of nasty comments online, and people, rides are going to break down, for whatever reason, for technical, for weather, for guest stupid behavior, for fire, for anything. So, rides are going to go down. Rides are going to go down. There is no way that, unless Disney's going to figure something out of, keeping rides open all day long without breaking down, that would be great. But that would happen in a perfect world. This is not a perfect world. So, rides are going to break down. Okay. Rides are going to break down. So, it is a bummer. Okay. Especially with the ride that has been closed for so long, but it's going to happen. It is going to happen. So, just pack your patience, get over it. It's going to happen. It is going to happen. Okay. Like Haunted Mansion. That was closed all day on yesterday. It was closed all day. I was not upset. Okay. Because I know that Disney really can't control things like that. Okay. They can't foresee what's going to happen. Okay. They can't foresee the ride going down. They can't foresee it, going down all day. They can't foresee stuff like that. So, stuff like that's not going to bother, stuff like that doesn't bother me. Okay. You just have to go with the flow, and that's that. Okay. Is it a bummer? Yes, but go with the flow. Okay. All right. Now, this is a really weird one. A Walt Disney World cast member has been arrested after a sting operation by Disney investigations. A housekeeping cast member was caught stealing $300 in cash in a wallet. We have no other details at this time. This is wild. This is crazy. Now, look, if you know me, if you follow me on this channel, or if you know me personally, you know that I gush about the cast members all the time. Cast members are the magic, okay? It's kind of hard to think of that, though, when the cast members are doing stuff like this. But, cast members are human, okay? They are human. Things like this is going to happen. We hate to think of, something like this going to happen at Walt Disney World, of all places, not in the real world, quote unquote, but, unfortunately things like this are still going to happen. Okay. It was like, the cast member that got caught stealing all kinds of Disney, animatronic costumes and all, it was all kinds of things. It's unfortunately, unfortunately it happens. I know we like to think, of the cast members, that they're, that they're upbeat, happy people, but sometimes the people that work there are, they're, sometimes, human greed gets the better of them. So, I'm glad the situation got resolved. We don't have any other info right now, but when we know more, I'll post about it on this channel. But man, that's crazy. That is wild. Piston Peak and Villains Land construction is visible from reopened Big Thunder Mountain Railroad in Walt Disney World. Right now, I would probably say Piston Peak is right now. They're probably really more focused on that right now, because that's a little bit of a smaller area than what's going behind Big Thunder Mountain, but you can still see progress on both sides. But if you follow my blogging channel, when I went to Magic Kingdom on May 3rd, I rode Big Thunder Mountain, and I said that even in the queue, because I filmed the queue as well, and I said that even in the queue, you can see out, and you can see them working on the Piston Peak National Park area. And I said, that's going to be really cool. That's going to be really awesome to watch them do this construction for a couple years. Now, sooner or later, they may board up that one part of the queue so you can't see, but I don't know, because that's what they did with Mansion. But you're still going to ride Big Thunder Mountain, and you're still going to see. So, I don't know what they're going to hide, but you're going to ride Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and you're going to see the same thing. You're going to see the exact same thing. So, again, it's going to be really awesome to watch this unfold the next couple of years. I haven't done my honest review of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad yet. I'm going to try to do that tonight, so keep watch for that. But I am really excited to ride Big Thunder Mountain, like maybe once a month or once every couple months, just to see the construction of Piston Peak. That would be really cool. That would be really, really awesome. Walls are down around Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets. The guitar is now fully visible at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So when I went on May 1st, they were still kind of, the construction walls were still there, and I could only see a little bit of the guitar, but now it's all down. So when I go on May 26th, I'll have to check in. And go back there, and check on all that status. I've softened on the car. It looks really good. The archway leading to the courtyard is terrible. It's terrible. Why did they paint that black? I have no idea. What was wrong with the original color scheme? You couldn't keep it? I mean, that looks terrible. I'm sorry, but that looks hideous. That looks hideous to see. So, when I go do my honest review for Rock and Roller Coaster, obviously I'll get more in depth, but going under that archway to see the construction, and then going back there for the Villains show, that arch is hideous. It is terrible. It is the blackest of black. It is, I don't know why you did that, Disney, but that is terrible. That is awful. Why did you do that? Why did you ruin the archway? Disney digs into Big Thunder Mountain Railroad lore more at the Magic Kingdom. So I went again. If you followed my blog, if you followed my vlog on on the new Big Thunder Mountain Railroad queue, the queue looks looks a lot unchanged, but Disney's still kind of leading into the Barnabas storyline and everything, and everything. So and you know how the mountain is haunted and such. So, but we'll get into that. I'll get more into that on my honest review. But it is nice that Disney is kind of leaning into the lore of Big Thunder Mountain a lot more than the previous. I don't know if version is the right word. The previous before this refurbishment, let's just say. I don't know what you would call it. Monstropolis theming permits have been filed for former Muppet Store and Mama Melrose's. So we know that Mama Melrose's is becoming Harryhausen's. That Muppet Store that really kind of closed during that closed with COVID. Probably going to reuse that as a store anyway, since that infrastructure is already there. Probably as a Monsters Inc. type of store. But we don't really know much more about this store. We don't really know too much about it. We know pretty much, we don't know about the store, and we don't know what's replacing Muppet Vision 3D. So those are the only two things we don't really know about. So when we know more, you'll know more. Walt Disney World Annual Pass Holder Lounge returns to Epcot for summer 2026. So for the VIP summer days in the Morocco Pavilion, they have the Annual Pass Holder Lounge. You can go in there, show them your annual pass and stuff, and go in there and it's a nice little break from the elements, especially if it's raining, because again, we are approaching, hurricane season, our rainy season. So, as pass holders, it's going to be nice to have a place where we can go to just kind of chill and relax and kind of, escape from the extreme heat or the rain. So that'll be nice. That'll be a really nice break. Chippendale are meeting annual pass holders right now. I assume for annual pass holder summer days and 50th anniversary costumes. That's confusing. Why are you meeting us in your 50th anniversary costumes? That makes no sense. That doesn't make any sense. I don't say that, I'm not going to say that that's bad, but I mean, you couldn't have them wear something else? Okay, instead of their Walt Disney World 50th anniversary attire, you couldn't have them wear something else? But, whatever. I mean, it's fine, whatever. Okay, we'll go along with it. Monsters, Inc. coaster show building construction continues at Disney's Hollywood Studios. They're cranking away on this thing. If you are interested in how the construction is progressing, look up Bio Reconstruct on X, because he is the only one, as far as I know, that can fly around the Walt Disney World Resort and take pictures. So, as far as I know, I believe he's the only one that's allowed to do that. So if you're interested in seeing how these construction projects are progressing, Monstropolis or the Cars area or Villains or the Encanto ride or whatever, look up Bio Reconstruct on X, because he provides a lot of photos that are very cool to look at that no one else can obviously do. So if you're interested, give him a look. Look up his page, because he's got a lot of interesting pictures. He flies over. I don't know how often he flies over. Maybe daily. I don't know. I don't know his schedule. But always check back. Always check back, because he is constantly uploading pictures, and they're really, really cool to see. Walt Disney Studios billboard and Little Mermaid Theater are now completed at Disney's Hollywood Studios. All right, so I blogged when I went to Hollywood Studios on May 1st for the anniversary. I like that sign. That sign is, I don't think that sign should be there. I hate that sign right there. I mean, it would make sense to put in a updated Little Mermaid's billboard up, okay, instead of that Walt Disney Animation Studios billboard, okay, because now people have to physically go in to the courtyard to see what's in that building, okay, because people look at that building and they think, oh, that's I guess that's where a Mickey Mouse, people that have never visited before, they're probably going to think, oh, that's where a Mickey Mouse, show or something's going to be. And they look at it and it's like, oh, it's the Little Mermaid. Okay. So I'm not going to say I don't like the sign, because I do, but I don't like it in that spot. I really, really don't. I think that they could have made a different spot for it instead of right there. I don't know. We'll have to see when all the construction ends and the walls come down, but right now, I don't really care for that sign where it's at. But let me know how you feel. I'm sure people are going to be like, what's wrong with you? Again, I like the sign. The sign is fine. Okay. It looks gorgeous. It's fine. It's in the wrong spot. Okay. It should not be on that building with the Little Mermaid. Okay. It should not be on that building. That's what I'm upset about. Okay. But again, we're going to have to see when the construction walls actually come down. Mike Fink keelboat landing demo begins at the Magic Kingdom. So for those of you that are like, what's the Mike Fink keelboat? That is where I believe it was either the rafts or the actual riverboat dock landing. I don't remember which one it is. If someone knows about that, they can chime in. I'm sorry, but the riverboat was not my specialty of things to learn. But wherever it is, they're getting this area filing for demolition, so they can start more work on the Piston Peak National Park area. As I already said, they've already filed for demolition for Big Al's store and the food cart in that area. So those are going to be gone, if not already. I think they're getting ready to come down any day now. So enjoy those while you can, because those aren't going to last much longer. Not going to last much longer. which makes me sad. I like seeing that Big Al's sign when I come out of the Country Bear Musical Jamboree. So that makes me sad. That really, really makes me sad. I just dropped my paper. That was nice. Okay. Magic Kingdom adding 4th ferry boat named after Meg Crofton at the Magic Kingdom. So again, Disney is anticipating the very, very busy summer crowds. So they are adding a 4th ferry boat to the transport people from the Transportation and Ticket Center to the Magic Kingdom, and then vice versa. Meg Crofton was the 4th Walt Disney World president in 2006. So congratulations to her for getting a ferry boat named after you. That's great. Woody and Buzz featured on Toy Story annual pass holder magnet at Walt Disney World. You can pick up this magnet at the Creation Shop at Epcot. I picked up mine. I'm gonna show it to you. Here it is. I hate this design. This is terrible. Why did you make them that way? That is terrible. When the Maleficent one came out, I was like, oh, that's really great. They're returning to their classic annual pass holder magnet design. So I was like, that's great. That is fantastic. And then this Toy Story one came out. I hate it. I hate this design. It's terrible. Why did you do that? Why did you make them look that way? That's awful. That's terrible. Disney, can you please stop making magnets look like that? Okay? Can we please stop making magnets after the new Mickey Mouse shorts? The design after the Mickey shorts on Disney Plus. That's what all of these are based off of, is the animation style from the Mickey Mouse shorts on Disney Plus. If you don't know, that is the animation style when you ride Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. That's why they look like that. They look that way in the Mickey Shorts Theater. And that's the design now that they're going with the annual pass holder magnets. And they are hideous. They look terrible. I hate this. Okay, I'm sure someone in the comments could be like, they're awesome, and you just don't know what you're talking about, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, if you like the design, good for you. But I hate this. I hate the designs. They're terrible. They are absolutely horrendous. Can we please just go back to making the characters look the way they should, instead of this weird cartoony form? I hate it. I just don't. I hate the designs. I hate them. Again, I thought we were going on a different path with the Maleficent annual pass holder magnet, because there's nothing cartoony about that one. There's nothing cartoony about it. Maleficent looks exactly like Maleficent. And then, and then this Toy Story one came out, and I'm like, oh, this is awful. This is terrible. Please stop doing this. Whoever's in charge of making these annual pass holder magnets, please stop doing this design. Please stop, because they look awful. They look terrible. All right? But ending on a kind of a rant. But there you are. There's your news for this Monday. Now I'm going to get to the story I said that I was going to save to the end. So I know that I used to do this show Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then the news had kind of slowed down. The news had slowed down, so I said, okay, so now I'm going to do it Mondays and Wednesdays, because there wasn't a lot of news. Now things are starting to pick back up again. things are starting to pick back up again. So now I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to go back to Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So now we're going to have 3 shows a week instead of just 2. Okay, so Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays will be the new schedule. I mean, you know, Mondays and Wednesdays I've already had shows, but I'm gonna add a Friday show for the foreseeable future, because things are getting way too. There's a lot of news, and I can't cover it all in 2 days. So I need that extra day to cover all of this extra news. So now look for this show on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So I thank you guys very much for watching this video. Again, if you like this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to this channel for more content. Again, look for my honest review of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad coming out. I'm going to try to work on it tonight. If it's not out tonight, it will be out tomorrow. So until then, look for that review. And I really need to do my Buzz Lightyear review. Time has gotten away from me. I really got to do that too. So, but Big Thunder Mountain is more recent. So I'm going to start with that and then do Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. So, but until then, I will see you right back here on Wednesday for Wednesday's news show. The honest reviews are still going to be on this channel. Will still be on this news channel. So News with the Disney Dude is still going to have my honest reviews. Okay, so look for those on this channel as well. All right. Until then, I will see you. I will see you then. Until then, y'all keep each other safe and healthy. And remember that tomorrow is just a dream away.